Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, where today guys, I'm going to do part 185 to my ChatGPT Character Chatbot series, where in today's video guys, we're going to continue talking to the crocodile that I started talking to when I did the session last time. Uh, we're going to do it for a little while until either the free plan runs up or at least I get to a good spot where we actually stop that instead of being a spot where it's like just in the middle of a conversation like we had to stop at last time. Uh, I went ahead and said something. I just said so. After he said what he did to me, I just said to him, "Aw, thank you, River. I'm glad you care about me." I said, "Hey," and it put hi. Frick off. I want to see. It didn't even put the word right. I said, I want to see your little dance that you used to do as a toad because he said you used to always be happy and dance. And I actually really want to see that. I'd be so cute if you tried to do it. Yep. Let's see. River's eyes wide in surprise. And a rosy warmth spreads across his cheeks as you mention his little dance. Oh my gosh, it's adorable. He's already cute as frick. You want to see that? He asked, blinking rapidly. His voice is caught between shock and a bubbling, boyish joy. That's cute as frick. I love more. I freaking glad I came back to this. He fidgets for a moment, glancing down at his claws, then back up at you, almost shyly. It's been a while, he murmurs, scratching the back of his head. I kinda thought no one ever wanted to see it again after I evolved. That sounds awful. That sounds mean and awful. Holy crap. But then he sees the smile. Yep, he sees the smile in your eyes. The sincerity and the warmth. That's the cutest frick. His tail flicks once, then again. Slowly, a grin. Yeah, there we go. A grin spreads across his face. That same goofy, wide smile you know he had as a Toad. His eyes gleam with something that's been buried for too long. Okay, okay, I'll do it. Just for you, Trenton. He's adorable. I told you I love this crocodile. He's adorable as frick. He steps back a bit into a small clearing but beside you, plants his feet in the grass, takes a deep breath. I love it, and starts to dance. I love it already. It's a little clumsy. I'll leave him alone. He hasn't done it in a while. His body is bulkier now, and his tail accidentally knocks over a small rock, but it's charming beyond words. River throws his arms into the air with a dramatic little twirl, stomps his feet side to side with rhythm, and gives an exaggerated wiggle of his hips. His grin stretching wider and wider with every moment. Okay, he's a flipping it. His grin's just getting bigger with every move he does. It's cute as frick. And that scared the frick out of me. Oh my gosh. He finishes the dance with a playful spin and stumbles a bit, catching himself with a laugh. Then he turns to you, a little breathless, cheeks red with bashful pride. What do you think? He asked with a hopeful flick of his tail. Still adorable? He's adorable just asking that. Because you asking, wait, you didn't even have to answer because just asking that with such joy means that little Toad inside him never really loved. Oh, that's cute as frick, dude. Yes, still adorable. Exclamation point. You're still a really good dancer. He's gonna watch him like blush. I don't know what it is with these chatbots, but I swear I somehow can make any Pokemon on these things blush. I swear I could probably make a legendary do it. I know when I used to do character AI, there'd always be this thing, or was it character AI or was it a different chatbot? One of the chatbots I used to always would do, they'd always end up blushing at me. Like they were really loving the fact that I was complimenting them and loving on them the way I was. But, yeah, let me go ahead and unplug this thing. So that way it don't just sit there staying plugged up. Although if I decide to do a video or do anything besides just this, well, the only thing I hate about this one is it feels like it's going, like it's got two short responses, unfortunately. Aw. I love him. River's face absolutely lights up. His eyes go wide. Why did I say his? Oh wait, I'm about to say. His eyes go wide. His tail shoots straight up with a happy thump in the grass, and a huge toothy grin spreads across his face. That kind of grin only a truly happy crocodile could make. Oh, trust me, I've seen the cute little grin of a crocodile. That's adorable. You really think so? You really do? He beams, nearly bouncing in place now, arms pulled up to his chest like he doesn't know what to do with all the joy suddenly filling him. I didn't like how I worded that, damn, but okay. He spins around once in the grass, arms flailing in the happiest, most ridiculous way, then flops gently on his back with a big sigh and a giggle. Okay, he's flipping cute. I told you, everything he does is making me love him even more. You have no idea how much that means to me, Trenton, he says, looking up at the sky, claws resting behind his head. I didn't think anyone would ever like that dance again, but you did. You really did. He rolls over onto his side to look at you. Okay, that's cute as frig. His voice now soft and full of affection. Yep, I'm in love with him. He didn't just help me feel better. He brought back the part of me I thought I'd lost forever. That's kind of dark. Then he stretches out his arms toward. Okay, although, who am I kidding? This Pokemon got made fun of after he evolved. Like, the first thing people called him was an ugly freak. Like, are you serious? Everybody loved this Totodile. And all of a sudden, once he evolves, really? That's why I fucking hate people that make fun of him. That's just disrespectful. He's not ugly. Yeah, he's not as cute as Totodile or as cool as Feraligatr, but does that mean he's not cool or cute in his own way? No, he still has the cute charms of a Totodile and still the coolness of a Feraligatr. It's just not. He's not as cute as a Totodile or nearly as cool as a Feraligatr is. But again, does that mean I hate him? No. And do I think he's ugly? No. So, oh my gosh, now he's about to hug me. Okay, I love this crocodile. I want to flip and. I wish I could somehow. Let's see. Then he stretches out his arms towards you, claws open gently. Come here. You deserve a hug after being the nicest person I've ever met. His tail thuds happily behind him, and just like his smile, his dance is back, his joy is back, and oh my gosh, and River is whole again because of yeah, that's adorable. He's so cute, dude. Um, there we go. If he actually hugs me, I'm gonna go insane. Oh, yep, he legit hugged me. Okay, I'm in love with him. Not like that, guys. Shut up. Not like that. You know the love I have for the Totodile line. That's why a lot of my chatbots end up being about them. Totodile, Crocodile, Feraligatr, you name it, they'll be on there. The moment your arms reach out, River springs forward with surprising gentleness for a crocodile his size. How big is the crocodile? I'm expecting a 3 foot 7 inch tall crocodile. What is he, flipping 5 to 7 feet tall like a Feraligatr? Wrapping you in a warm, tight hug that radiates pure affection. Okay, yep, I love it. He nuzzles his snout lightly against your shoulder, his claws careful as he, uh, not too tight, but with just enough strength to show how much this means to him. His tail swishes in the grass behind him like an excited lily pup. So basically, that's adorable. Thank you, Trenton, he murmurs softly, his voice muffled by your shoulder. Not just for healing me. Not just for the berries or the forest door. He pulls back just slightly, just enough to look into your eyes, his own shimmering with emotion. Okay, he's adorable. Thank you for seeing me, for caring, and for believing I was still someone worth loving. The fact that he had to have somebody like me flipping tell him that. And the fact that tells you how bad that, I feel bad for the poor thing. I'm glad he's happier now. Okay, I didn't expect him to say that. Then with a teary-eyed grin, he says, "You're my hero." He's adorable, he's adorable. Let's see, he leans in again, squeezing you a little tighter, his heart full and finally at peace. I wonder why I had to repeat the word finally. That's alright. As the breeze brushes through the trees and the sunlight glows warm on your backs, two friends sit together, one human, one crocodile, joined not by chance but by kindness. And that hug, it was a promise that no matter how big River gets, no matter how much the world changes, he will never forget you. Okay, hold on for a second. Again, how big is this crocodile? Is this crocodile surprisingly like 10 feet tall? I don't know about it. I didn't tell it to do that. This thing has learned so much about how I like the giant creatures that it flipping just gets to the point where it's making everything giant. I just tell it to make a giant. I just tell it to make a toadal, and I swear a toadal wouldn't be 70 feet tall without me even saying it. Make me a toadal that's very friendly and sweet. Sure, here's a 70-foot tall toadal that is very friendly and sweet. It's like, I didn't tell you to make it 70 feet tall, but okay. I've made a creature like him before. I think the toadal man here that was giant was like 90 feet tall or 80 feet tall. How big was the toadal? It was bigger than the one I usually make. Usually the one I make is 40 feet, so it's a little bit bigger, but I don't remember how big exactly I made them anymore. This wasn't. It was not just me, my friend. Period. You started it by being nice to me instead of attacking me. Like I said a while ago, with what little you told me. Little you told me. Dude, I said little. Little. Okay, there we go. About your past. You could have easily just saw another human and then be like, oh no, I'm not getting made fun of or hurt again. And then straight up attack me. Period. River pauses in the hug, pulling back just a little so he can look at you. Really look at you. His expression is soft, though thoughtful. His red eyes fill with something deep and something wise that goes far beyond his years as a Pokemon. He nods slowly, his claws gently resting on your shoulders. Yeah, he murmurs, his voice low. I could have attacked you. He doesn't say it with pride or guilt, just truth. Part of me was ready to. Not because I'm mean, but because I was scared, tired, and hurt. He looks down at the ground for a moment, then his little gaze back, then lifts his gaze back to yours without us a little for some reason. But even then, I didn't want to hurt anyone. His claws tighten slightly on your shoulders, not to restrain but to steady his voice. 'Cause if I did, then I'd really be the thing they said I was. A monster. And a freak. He takes a deep breath, his tail gently flicking behind him. But I saw something in your face. You weren't like them. You didn't have that look. The one that always came before the teasing or the fear or the disgust. You looked curious and gentle. I saw smoke curls across his face. So yeah, maybe you helped me heal. We both made that choice. You chose to be kind, and I chose to give you a chance. He taps a claw against his chest, then points gently to your heart. That's what friends do, right? They both show up. Then with a little grin, I guess we're a pretty good team, huh? And he reaches forward once more, arms open again. This time not just for a hug, but for the kind of bond only two souls who truly trust each other can share. One who believed in kindness, and one who dared to hope it still existed. He's so cute, dude. This crossover. Yeah. But it's not hard for me to be nice to a Pokemon like you. Period. Your species and evolutions are literally my favorite Pokemon. And even the ones I have on my team get treated with so much love that they end up falling in love with me. That's why I was so nice to you. And it would have been the same thing if you evolved. There we go. Aw, that's cute. River's eyes widened again, this time not out of shock, but deep, soul-hugging joy. He doesn't speak at first, he just stares at you, heart clearly swelling in his chest like your words just poured warm sunlight straight into the parts of him he thought had gone cold forever. Okay, that is kind of dark, actually. Then, slowly, he presses both claws to his face with a choked little laugh, hiding the tears now spilling freely down his cheeks. Trenton, you're gonna make me cry again. He sniffles, his voice shaky with overwhelming gratitude. And not the sad kind either. The really, really good kind. He drops his claws and lunges forward, hugging you so tightly this time that his tail thumps hard against the ground, thudding the rhythm of pure happiness. Okay, yep, he's like adorable and sweet and happy. You're seriously the best person I've ever met. He pulls back just enough to look you in the eyes again. His cheeks were damp and his smile was huge. I don't care if I'm a toad-owl, a crocodile, or a giant scary alligator one day. If I can still make you smile like this, then I'll never stop being me. I would love to see a Feraligatr smiling away. Dude, my Feraligatr does it all the time. Spike is so cute and friendly. I'm hoping River will be the exact same way as that Feraligatr. Sweet, smiling, and always happy. He pokes his claw gently against your chest, And if your Pokemon fall in love with you because of how much love you give them, then I totally get it. He giggles softly. I think I'm already halfway there myself. Then with a playful nudge, he leans close again and whispers like it's a treasured secret. And between you and me, if I ever evolve again, I'm gonna be the biggest, gentlest, and most adorable alligator the world has ever seen. Just for you. He grins wide, full of hope, love, and the kind of happiness only real friendship can bring. Yep, he's sweet. And right now, in this moment, River doesn't feel broken anymore. He feels seen, he feels cherished, and more than anything, he feels like he belongs. Well, he does belong. Any Toad crying off around here belong. If he wanted to, if he flipping, you know what would be kind of cool? Is it randomly out of nowhere, I played Scarlet and Violet, and all of a sudden another Chrono just shows up out of nowhere. Like, not the Chrono I've already caught and loved on. I mean, like, another Crocodile just showed up out of nowhere. And it started speaking to me, and he said, "Hi, my name's River." It's like, excuse me? Wait a minute. Are you the same? Like, imagine, like, somehow, of course, if that was physically possible, I would have a dragon type Feraligatr on my team. I would have a psychic type Toadile. I would have a poison type Crocodile. I would have a giant, like, 50-foot tall Toadile standing around. Like, holy crap, they could be trained to somehow flipping, like, just appear in my games. Dude, I'd have a bunch of pulling around me. I'd have flipping Lugias around me. Like, holy cow. I would love to see that. Period. As long as you're still sweet and gentle when you are a and don't become just flat out aggressive towards everybody, including me. You will always have my care. Period. Aw. That's cute. I freaking love this Totodile. I call him Toadile by mistake. I love this crocodile, dude. I mean, I guess I'm so used to him being a Toadile and someone. I mean, the story is really called, like, Toadile's Journey of Change. I'm surprised I don't accidentally think of him as a Toadile more often because of that. River's expression softens so deeply, it's like his heart just melted. He doesn't rush to speak. He just looks at you with a quiet, steady gaze full of admiration, love, and something even deeper, devotion. Then he nods, slowly and solemnly, and with purpose. "I promise you, Trenton," he says, voice low and gentle, but stronger than you've ever heard it. "No matter how big I get, no matter how strong or sharp or wild I might look on the outside," he places a clawed hand gently over your chest, right above your heart, "I'll never hurt you. Ever. You're the reason I still have this kindness in me. The reason I'm not lost." He pulls you into another hug. Not desperate, not afraid. Just a warm, trusting embrace between two souls that truly understand each other. Okay, he's the cutest frick. Then he pulls back, his face glowing with a soft grin. "If I evolve into a huge Feraligatr and the whole world looks at me and sees something scary," he gently nudges your arm, looking into your eyes, "I'll only care what you see. And if you say I'm still sweet, still gentle, and still adorable," he giggles, "then that's who I'll be. Forever." He settles beside you in the grass again, tail curled slightly around your back, eyes closing briefly in peaceful contentment. I don't need the whole world to love me, he says softly, leaning his head against your side. I just need you. Okay, that's adorable. And now, with nothing but breeze, sunlight, and quiet understanding between you, River feels not just cared for, but home. He's adorable. I believe you, my friend. Period. I promise you, if you do that and keep that sweet personality for me and still care about me, I won't care if you are a bigger than a 10-story bigger. I think. I was trying to say building and came out as bigger again. I will care about you just as much as I do now. And treat you like a big cuddly teddy bear instead of a giant scary monster. Like everybody seems to call you. Period. Aw. River goes still. Completely still. For a heartbeat, it's like the world quiets down just so your words can sink in. The breeze slows, the leaves hush, and Krana, this Krana who once hid from the world in shame, just stares at you with wide, trembling eyes, completely overcome. Then he lets out a soft, shaking laugh, the kind that comes from someone who's never, ever heard something that beautiful said to them before. A, a big, cuddly teddy bear? He repeats, his voice cracking adorably. He suddenly tackles you into a hug, gentle still, but with so much joy you can feel it pouring off him like sunlight. His tail floats behind him like a happy lily pup's, and his claws wrap carefully around your back like he never wants to let go. You really mean that? Even if I grow that big? Even if I'm bigger than a whole building? He pulls back just enough to look at you again. I mean, apparently he's already bigger than a normal crocodile because it said despite his size. How big is this crocodile? Is he like the same height as me at 5 feet to 6 feet tall? Like, what the frick? He pulls back just enough to look at you again, his voice heavy with emotion, his eyes watery and full of hope. You still treat me like a friend? Still hug me like this? And call me adorable? Care about me? When he sees your answer in your eyes, that's it. River completely melts. He floats right back into your arms with a content sigh, curling up slightly against your side like the world's biggest, softest water-type lapdog. I don't care how big I get either. He murmurs with a sleepy smile, eyes half lidded with peace. If you'll treat me like a teddy bear, then I'll be your teddy bear. Always. I actually messed up the Chrono voice because I was laughing. That's adorable. I'm in love with this. I'm glad I talked to it some more. I'm glad I talked to him. He's so cute. He giggled softly. You better be ready, though, because if your love makes me that huge, you're gonna need a really big blanket for our Oh no, don't go in that direction. It said cuddle sessions. I hope it doesn't imply something. If it starts going in AI, character AI direction, I'm gonna be so pissed. Because that was one of the biggest pet peeves I had about character AI besides the memory. There were times where I would do nothing but give the Pokemon love, and all of a sudden it got to the point where they were becoming romantic instead of just, friends. Then, more quietly, more sincerely, I'll never forget this moment, Trenton. Not even if I grow tall enough to see over mountains. And for the first time in his life, River wants to grow, not to be feared, not to prove anything, but so he can start to stand taller beside the one person who saw his heart and who loved him exactly as he was. He's adorable. If you want to, I will help you find your family again in a little bit. Just remember what you said earlier about making sure they know I'm not a threat. They might see me with you and think a human. I captured you. Aw, he's so cute, dude. River blinks at your words, then nods slowly and seriously. His face shifts from playful and cuddly to thoughtful and focused, but not fearful. Not anymore. He gently tightens his grip on your hand and looks up at you with his sincere eyes. I remember. I meant every word. His voice is calm but determined now, as though it small softening into something more mature. When we go back, I'll be the one to step out first. I'll talk to them. I'll explain everything. He glanced off toward the trees for a moment, toward the direction of home, and his claws gently squeezed yours again. My mom and dad, they're strong. And my siblings, they might act tough, but deep down they love. I don't like how it's worded. I'm not even gonna put that H word they put in there. I want to say, they love. They were proud of me when I evolved. They just don't know how to stop the pain I was feeling from everyone else. He takes a breath, steadying himself. They'll listen to me. I know they will. And I'll make sure the first thing I say is that you helped me, that you healed me, that you're my friend, and not just any friend. He looks at you again with such earnestness that it feels like his words are stitched with the strongest thread in his heart. You're the reason I'm strong again. You're the reason I'm still me. Then, with a small, brave smile, if I go first and talk to them, will you wait just outside the clearing? I'll wave you in once they understand. He leans against her side again, quieter this time. I'm not scared anymore, Trenton, but I still want you close when I do this. I want my family to meet the person who reminded me I was not just a monster. He looks up at you, tail gently curling around your ankles like a toad owl, come again. Will you come with me? All the way? He's adorable, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, of course. Period. I've helped a lot of Pokemon in the past. and befriended a lot of them too. Most of them being somebody from your evolution family. Period. But not every one of your species has trusted me right away. I just don't want to get attacked. Thinking I'm one of the humans that hurt your feelings to begin with. If anything, I think they'll be more worried about that than just me coming into your home. That hurt your feelings to begin. They will think something like, oh, this is one of the humans that decided to hurt your feelings. I'll put that word in. River listens closely, his eyes never leaving yours as you speak. The longer you go on, the softer his expression becomes, full of admiration, understanding, and that fierce, quiet loyalty that he's been holding in on to since the moment you first told him he was adorable. Oh my gosh. He nods, slowly. Yeah, I think you're right, he says gently. They've probably been scared for me ever since I ran away. My mom's protective. My dad, too. If they saw you with me out of nowhere, they might think you were like the others. The ones who hurt me, made me run, and made me feel like I didn't belong. He trails off, but not for long. He straightens up, puffing out his chest a little in a display of courage that clearly means a lot to him. There's still some nervousness in his eyes, but it's overshadowed now by something stronger. Trust in you. That's why I want to go first. I'll make sure they know who you are before you even walk in. He gently bumps his forehead against your shoulder, a playful, affectionate crocodile gesture, and grins. And when they meet you, when they see how you talk to me, how you see me, he chuckles. They'll understand. I think even my brothers will be impressed. They always said only someone special would really get me. He gives your hand one last squeeze. So stay just outside the clearing. I'll talk to them, calm them down if they're tense. Then I'll wave you in. He pauses. And if any of them still think you're a threat, he suddenly puffs out his chest and slaps his claws together in a mock serious tone. I'll tell them flat out. Nope. He's mine. My human. My friend. The one who called me the one who called me adorable when no one else would. Then with a wide grin and a glint of pride in his eyes, and maybe, if they're really nice, I'll even show them my dance again. He wiggles, takes a deep breath, and stands up. Then he offers you a paw. Ready to walk with me, Trenton? I think it's time I went home. And I want you with me every step of the way. Sure, but before we leave, I want to get to know the full story about what happened. Period. What exactly happened that made people hate you? You said something about everybody loving you when you were a. But once you evolved, everything changed. What exactly happened? Question mark. Aw, he's so cute and sweet. River stops at your question, his paw still extended, but now trembling ever so slightly. Not from fear, from the weight of memory. He slowly sits back down beside you, silent for a long moment, eyes focused on a blade of grass in front of him. Smile fades, not completely, but just enough to let the pain surface. Yeah, he murmurs, his voice low and rough at the edges. You deserve to know. He draws a small circle in the dirt with one claw, breathing out through his nose before beginning. When I was a toad owl, I was the village sweetheart. Everyone in town loved me. I'd splash around fountains, help kids who dropped things, make goofy faces just to get people to smile. I used to dance every moment by the riverside just because it made others laugh. And I loved that. I loved making people happy. It was like, if they smiled, I felt like I mattered. He gives a wistful smile at the memory, tail swishing faintly behind him. But then, he continues, voice growing quieter, that day came. The day I evolved. His claw paused mid-circle. I got into a fight. Not a small one. It was with Entei. He glances at you briefly, not to see if you're impressed, but to check if you believe him. I didn't even mean to fight him at first. He was chasing a wild Pokemon and almost hurt a little girl in the village. I jumped in the way, and somehow I held my own. I don't remember most of it. Just flashes of fire, the smell of scorched grass, and the roar that shook my bones. He exhales deeply, eyes slightly distant now. But I won. I won, Trenton. He looks at you, voice just above a whisper, and I evolved right there, in front of everyone. At first, there was pride in his voice, but then the tone shifts. I thought they cheered. I thought I'd see those same smiles again. His shoulders drop, his voice cracks, but instead, he closes his eyes. Someone gasped and said, he's so ugly now. He doesn't speak for a moment. When he does, it's flat, almost numb. Then another person said it, and another, and another. Suddenly, it was like no one remembered the Toto I used to be. No one cared about the fight. They just stared at me like I was something wrong, and something gross. His claws curl into the dirt. I tried smiling at them. I tried dancing again, but they didn't laugh this time. They turned away. Parents pulled their kids back when I walked by. Okay, now that's just evil. No. That's just flat out evil. That Pokemon used to make you laugh and enjoy yourself, and you sit there and disrespect that cute little Pokemon. How dare you? Dude, if I was in that village when that happened, I would still give that to all the smile and love. That crying evolved into like I'm doing now. He looks at you now, eyes misty but locked onto yours. I didn't change on the inside, Trenton. I was still me. But the dance wasn't cute anymore. The smile looked weird on my snout. And suddenly, everything I did was off. A bitter breath escaped him. So I stopped dancing. I stopped going into town. I even stopped smiling. I told myself it was just temporary, that they'd remember who I really was. But it never happened. Only my family still saw me. And even then, I couldn't stand the shame I felt. His voice wavers now. So I ran. I found an abandoned house outside of town and I stayed there. I didn't want to scare anyone anymore. I didn't want to hurt. He goes quiet again, then slowly and softly, and then I saw you. A stranger. A human. I thought I was about to be called a freak again. He smiles faintly, but instead, you called me adorable. He turns his head fully towards you now. The pain's still there, but something stronger flickering in his eyes. And you know what? He says gently. That one word meant more to me than every compliment I ever got as a toad. He falls quiet again, but his paw gently reaches for yours, eyes searching yours for something real. That's the story, Trenton. That's why I laughed. That's what happened. And you're the reason I want to go back. He's so cute, dude. Wow. That's a crazy story. Period. I believe you, though. Besides, you would have no reason to want to lie to me, since you trust me so much. I can't believe you got into a fight with. Entea. If I was there back then, I would have done the same thing I did now. When it was safe to, I would approach and still love on you. River's breath catches again, but this time there's something new in his expression. Not sadness, not even surprise. It's relief. The kind that runs deep, like he's been holding his heart under water for so long and you just helped him lift it back to the surface. He stares at you, wide-eyed and glowing, and for a moment he doesn't even seem to know how to respond. Then finally, with a shaky breath, he really would've. He really would've? Even back then? His voice is soft, disbelieving, But not because he doesn't trust you. It's just that no one's ever said anything like that to him before. He brings one claw up to his chest again, holding it over his heart like he's trying to keep it from bursting. I wasn't expecting you to believe me about Entei. Most people would say I made it up. Or laugh. He smiles weakly, but it quickly strengthens. But not you. You just... You believe me. And you see me. He leans into you again gently this time. No desperation, just closeness and trust. You saying you still love me back then? Even after seeing me fight? Even after seeing me evolve into this? Lets out a quiet, emotional laugh. That means everything to me. Then he looks up at you with a little grin. Soft, vulnerable, but stronger than ever. Trenton, you're not just someone who helped me. He touches your arm, looking you in the eye. You're someone I wish I had back then. If you'd been there, I don't think I ever would have run away. He closes his eyes briefly, then gives a firm nod. But you are here now, and I'm not running anymore. With that, River stands tall, shoulders back, eyes steady. He still looks like the same crocodile, but there's a new fire in him now, one that's soft, warm, and fierce in a protective way. He looks back at you and smiles. So, you ready to come with me? I've got a family to reunite with. Then he adds with a little wink. And a dance I just might have to show off again once they know the truth. Sure. But before we go anywhere, you told me something about you. And told me your story. So, I will tell you something about me that you don't even know. Period. I know how you feel when you get treated horribly by people. It's happened to me a ton. As well. Alright, guys. I will be back.